Good evening, everybody. Give me a minute. Let me share my screen. Just a sec. Okay, there we are. Okay, again, evening. Um, yeah, there we are. Good evening and welcome back. It's been a while since we've been last here. So let me start with first an apology. Yeah, I owe everybody an apology. I've been off air for a while. And the least I should have done was communicated the reason why to the house. Okay, so for that, I tender my own reserved apology. Good. Secondly, the last time we had a sort of class, I mentioned that we'll be doing recorded classes and then would meet after that for question and answers. So I've been trying to pre-record all the program. In going through the curriculum, I saw that there were some spots we missed, some things that were not adding up. And the way the course was structured, it might make you feel like you're learning, but are you really going? How close are you to being able to write a script of your own? Okay, so I decided to number one, rework the whole course outline, and two, pre-record everything. That is what took so much time. I was billed to finish everything for Monday, but then I saw the messages in the group. I saw, yeah, quite a number of back and forth. So, one, I would not want to join issues with anybody, at least not in the platform. I would rather individually address issues. That's the reason why I've not made any comments up until now. I'm sure you know that this is not the first time that this particular individual has come to the group with something like this. And that last time, I still did not see anything. Same with this instance, I will say nothing. We will find a way to resolve pending issues. Yeah. So, but having said that, the most important thing, people have grievances. There are different ways to resolve grievances, and we are adults. Yeah. And I believe there are certain ways you can go about making your point known without being too excessive. But having said that, we'll find a way to resolve what's on the table. But what is most important for us as a group is that what we came to do, which is to learn script writing, we learn it, we master it, and we're able to do something substantial with it. That is still my goal, and I believe that is still your goal for being here. If that is the case, then let's move forward and let's leave all distractions. Okay. So yes, two things I said previously. Number one, I've reworked the course outline. Number two, I've been pre-recording all the courses such that by Monday the videos will be. So it now depends on you. You can choose to binge watch the videos. You can choose to watch them one per day. It's going to be 10 classes in all. And I'm starting from scratch. Like, well, I know that we've covered a substantial part. We've actually covered about 60% of the whole course outline. So for the parts that we've done already, you could just as much as, just watch it for a refresher or skip it. Okay. And then go to the parts where we've not touched at all. So yeah. Having said that, let me touch on just to run through the new course outline vis-a-vis what we'll be doing. And that's where we would end this, what's it called for today. Monday, we resume fully with the classes. And to be very, very clear how the classes would run, every day at 7 p.m. starting from Monday. Monday 7 p.m. I will be here online to answer every and any question you have regarding the class. Your question could be about Monday's class, lesson one, or it could be about lesson 10. It does not matter. 10 lessons it will be in all. It will cover everything from beginning to the end of what it takes to be able to write a script. I would drop everything out, hopefully, yeah, so that you can take your, if you're somebody who you just want to blitz through it, fine. If you want to take your time, fine. But every day for 10 days, starting 7 p.m., it will be just for 30 minutes. 7 p.m., no, let's make it 8 p.m. 8 to 8:30, I'll be here live to answer any questions you might have from that class or from previous or from subsequent classes that would come up. So um the- where's the course outline again? What's that? Shh. Okay, there we are. So the new 10-day outline, day one, will take a look at an introduction to the screenwriter's world. We've done this already, which will cover everything from what is filmmaking, how stories comes to life, who's a screenwriter, what does a screenwriter do, and all of that. Day two, we'll look at the anatomy of a story. Okay. We'll look at everything about a story. Now, I have rearranged this. This was not exactly how we played out before. So we'll look at what is a story, everything about a story. And then on day two, we'll look at story structure. Because what I saw missing and lacking in the previous outline is that although the classes would have taken us to where we wanted to go to, but I think it's much easier if from the get go you can see the big picture, how A connects to B, connects to C, all through to the end, so that you know where you are, what you're doing, what more you need to add to get to be able to write screenplays. So that's essentially the change we have made. So early on, day two, we'll look at story structure, the 3-act structure, the 5-act structure, the 7-act structure, the Blake Snyder beat sheets, the Don Hammond story circle. We'll take a look at all of that. Day two. Okay, we'll look at the difference between story and plot, and we'll look at the different elements of a story. Um, Plot, character, goal, all of that. And every day will come with its own writing exercise. Day three, we go to narrative and genres. Okay, we'll look at the different types of stories it is possible to write. We'll look at the different forms of narrative storytelling. That is literature, which is novels, stage, and film, and how what we are writing, screenplays, is different. So we'll narrow in on screenwriting. We'll look at the different kinds of film genres that there are, not just skim through, we would actually look at them one by one. And then, of course, there'll be a take home assignment. Day four, we'll look at beats and story structure. What we started in day two, we would finish it at this juncture. Yeah, we'll look at different story structure. Day five, we'll go to navigating the industry. The key thing here is this: Hollywood is different from Nollywood. If you take a standard textbook from Hollywood, read it, and you try to use it to write Nollywood stories, it won't work per se. There will be a misalignment, so to speak. So here we will domicile the screenwriting concept for us here in Nigeria in Nollywood. Again, there are sub levels in Nollywood. How you write for a YouTube film is different from how you would write for a film going to the cinemas, different from how you write for Netflix. So on day five, we'll take a look at all of this, we'll break it down. What makes a YouTube script a YouTube script? What makes a cinema script, and all of that, plus the take home assignment. Day six, we'll look at how to build great characters and stakes. Okay, everything that it will take to pull off all of that. Day seven, we'll look at the screenplay toolkit. Of course, I know we've done this also, but like I said, based on the restructuring, it fits better on day seven. We'll look at how to write a log line, how to write a synopsis, how to write an outline, treatment, the first draft, final draft, and how to generate story ideas, which we have done already. The 4 stages of story. But in order of how I want it to flow, it fits better on day seven. Day 8 will go to screenplay formatting, how to format a screenplay. We have done this also. So for the ones we have done, like I said, you can easily skip that class, that lesson, or you could watch it just to see the new way I will be teaching it. But that is left to you. But again, the goal is that we now have a conclusive, definitive approach to the nine is how to write for different lengths, which is similar to what we treated day 6, I want to believe. And then now we look at the specifics of how to write different platforms. If you're writing a short film, if you're writing a TV series or a web series, and if you're writing a feature length film, how specifically do you go about writing them? So this would include like step by step. It's not a talk about it, it's a step by step what you should do to write a short, a feature, and a web series. Day 10, the last day, is when we look at how to reverse engineer scripts. After that, we'll go to the writing exercises, which will last for, it ought to be 2 months, but this one that we've spent almost a month already, we'll look at how to restructure the writing exercises part, but these are the, what's it called, exercises you'd have to write, 5 short films. The first web series will be a group work. There will be 10 episodes in that web series, and each of you would write after we together brainstorm the idea of the series, we map out the what each episode will be about. Then I would assign each episode to each person. So one person is writing episode 1, somebody else is writing episode 2, and so on and so forth. So in a short period of time, we can finish the web series and everybody gets to experience what it's like to write. Then, of course, web series 2, this would be an individual project where you would write your own web series from start to finish. Okay. And then finally, a feature length script. Based on time, I'm not sure we'll be able to finish it, but you would be required to submit the outline. You'll get feedback on it. Okay. And then posts. Subsequently, you can now go ahead to finish it off, still send it in. I'll give you notes on it to polish it, and we'll take it from there. So that's kind of is how we will go about um, the next couple of days, the specifics that we will be doing, how we would finish this program conclusively. Again, I apologize that classes did not hold on the specific days when they were supposed to hold. I've rewired the whole system, and I believe that with this new approach, you'll be able to finish off the course when it is due. Okay. Thank you very much for being here. Oh, one more thing. Now, maybe I should address this. There's a specific reason why I have chosen to record the classes. It is not just for convenience for me, it is so that you would have a better learning experience. So I have previewed the videos. In one of the videos I sent to you, it was a previously recorded class, and I looked at how much I had to edit. By the time I was done editing, the back and forth, the class was no longer than 30, 40 minutes. But we spent 2 hours in the original class, but the teaching of it was no longer than 30 minutes. So if you miss the class, it is a bit tedious to sit down and watch 2 hours, 2.5 hours of video where most of it is not teaching, but it's back and forth between the instructor and other trainees. Versus you have something compact, 30 minutes, you get what the lesson is. And it's with illustrations, with videos, like it feels like a proper class. There are some examples that it's a little difficult to give in class that will be much easier in a pre-recorded class. So across board, I think it will be beneficial to everybody if we go with the pre-recorded class thingy. Okay. Yeah, so I just said I should throw that in also. So thank you for your attention. Monday, we resume fully the pre-recorded classes. We meet 8 p.m. every day for 30 minutes, Monday through to Friday for 2 weeks, for me to answer any question you might have about the classes. You can choose to watch all 10 lessons at once, or you watch one per day vis-a-vis your schedule. But either ways, at the end of the 2 week marathon, we would now sit down and chart the way for our exercises. So yeah, thank you very much for coming along for the ride. Again, I tender my reserved apologies. Anybody whose horse has been God, I'm sorry, forgive me. Let's move forward with the class. Thank you very much.